So today, we are gonna talk about something that almost everyone hates until they need it, and then they're so happy that they have it. And what am I talking about? Insurance. And so this is gonna be the 2026 Sonoma County insurance update. Right now, I have an active listing up in Fountain Grove, and if y'all remember, that place did burn back in 2018. For a while, getting fire insurance in Sonoma County was very difficult. One of the things that I hear most commonly when I'm at an open house up at that listing is, hey, can you insure this property? What is that gonna look like? The good news is that there is more insurance available. And so you are more likely than years past to be able to find an insurance policy with a company because more companies are writing here in Sonoma County. Now for a little bit of bad news, it is more available, but it's gonna cost you a little bit more. And so we are seeing across the board that premiums are higher than people are used to, especially if you're in a high fire severity zone. You're gonna be looking at a higher premium, but the good news is that you are getting insurance. And so that California Fair Plan, we are not seeing that nearly as often as we did in the years right after the fire. What are we seeing? Well, who are those people that are still being forced into a fair plan? So usually there's a couple things going on if you have a fair plan. Usually you are in a high or a very high fire severity zone. Usually you don't have a fire hydrant close to your property, and so that's added risk. And then usually you don't have multiple routes of egress out. And so like if you are the last house on a dead end road up a hill in a high fire severity zone and there's not a fire hydrant around you, you're probably going to be pushed into a fair plan type situation for that kind of property. But every case is different, and so what do you need to do right now in this marketplace? You need to start shopping early, and you need to talk to more than one carrier. And so what I really recommend people do is find an insurance broker. An insurance broker is somebody who can write policies across multiple companies out there in the world. And so they're going to give you lots of optionality, and they're probably going to be able to give you some different plans than your normal carrier would have access to. That's one of the strategies, is start shopping early and be sure that you're checking out multiple carriers, and if at all possible, find yourself an insurance broker that can help you with that process. So some more of those hoops that you might have to jump through. So a lot of people have learned a lot about water leak detection devices over these last couple of years. And so that seems to be one of the most common hoops that insurance companies are wanting you to jump through before they'll give you insurance. What does this mean? And so what this is basically a device that hooks up to your pipes, your plumbing, and it detects if there's water leaving when it shouldn't be, and it will shut down your system to help prevent leaks. And so that is one of the most common hoops that we are seeing. If your house is like older, you don't have copper plumbing, you may see one of those leak detection devices in your future. Other things that we're seeing are they're gonna maybe fly a drone over your property, and if they see trees getting close to your roof, or maybe your roof's really old and getting a little threadbare and granule loss, maybe you're gonna have to replace your roof. So we're seeing things like that, where like if they are gonna write the policy, they may make you jump through some additional hoops so that you can keep that policy. We're also seeing that with renewals. So when people's renewals are coming up, we're seeing maybe a drone flies over and maybe you get a letter from your insurance company that you're gonna have to fix some things in order to renew your policy. So that's happening out there as well. And then one final thing that I just wanted to touch on is that, when's the last time you reviewed your insurance policy? So like, have you lived in your house for maybe 10, 20 years at this point and you haven't really done a comprehensive review of your insurance? Maybe it's the perfect time before fire season really kicks off here in 2026 to go do that. Go sit down with your insurance professional and make sure that you have the coverage that you need. A lot of things that happen, or sometimes people do additions to their home and they forget to go notify their insurance policy. So have you done a big addition to your home? And hey, if your house burns down, you don't have that extra 2 bedrooms and bathroom that you added onto it covered with your insurance, or that pool you installed in the backyard, or whatever the case may be. So now use this as your reminder to check your insurance before when you finish watching this video. Call your favorite insurance broker and make sure that you have the appropriate coverage for your property. My public service announcement to you here, 2026 insurance update for Sonoma County. Thanks guys, have a good one.